Well, another way of looking at the source is it's the ground of being. This is the world of being, the visible world, this invisible source world. It's the foundation, the ground from which this visible world emerges. We're not talking literally of what we think of walking on the ground of earth, of matter. That's the literal view of ground. When I use the word ground, I'm thinking of the French word sol, S-O-L. When many of us see S-O-L, we think sun, because that's the Spanish translation. But in French, S-O-L translates to ground. And they have a whole other word, terra, for earth. Ground, sol, is not earth. It's not matter. Our best guide, our best teacher in what we're talking about, when we're talking about ground as sol, S-O-L, is Heidegger. He had this great image of what he called the tree of metaphysics. And what he's focusing on is as these roots of the tree go underground and get smaller and smaller and tinier until they finally just, these roots, which maybe at one point were like this, and now they're getting like this and smaller, until they're finally these little tendrils. It's still the tree, but it's almost microscopic, and at some point these tendrils lose themselves, he says, in the ground. And here finally we're to the heart of the matter, because there's that borderland, again, this threshold, just like here, where non-being, this invisible source, becomes being, the visible world of the senses. In this threshold, this borderland, where you can get mangled if you're not careful, but wonderful things, wondrous things happen in this borderland, are created, where non-being flips into being, and the shaman is straddling there, so we're witnessing all of it. The shaman discipline is a discipline of losing ourselves in the source, just as Lao Tzu talked about losing yourself in life. And the more you lose yourself in life, the more wondrous things are possible, as opposed to the more you try to control life, try to control the source with your will. And that losing yourself, that's what I've been calling guzzling, celebrating. And this losing yourself in life, losing yourself in the source, is what Lao Tzu refers to in that wonderful passage where I'm just this booby drifting in the ocean, whereas all the people around me in this world are so full of ambition and so crisp and so confident, making their mark on the world. But where Lao Tzu talks about drifting in the ocean being the same as nursing at the breast.